the thing that I want you to see is God spoke to these leprous men. These leprous men were outside the city. And the Syrians were taken over. And they thought it was really going to be the end for them. And so they didn't hear anything, and they were outside the city. And they said, well, if we go into the city, the Syrians will kill us. But if we stay out here, we're going to die because there was no food. So they said, we might as well just go on into the city. And when they got into the city, things were quiet. They couldn't understand it. And they went a little further in the city, and it was more quiet. And they found tents vacant, cabins vacant for our time, houses, doors unlocked, food everywhere. And sure enough, Elisha's prophecy came to pass because there was so much food and such a plenty that they were able to buy the bread for 3 cents. And there was no rent to be paid because everything was wide open. So God made a way after he told Elisha what to say. You got to listen to God. There was a scripture before that I was wondering. When I start rushing, then I get off here. But you see, chastening sometimes is what God is doing. Yes, read it.
Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruits of righteousness.
It yields peaceable fruits of righteousness.
Unto them who are exercised by it.
Who are exercised by what?
Chastening.
By what?
Chastening.
And how did the chastening come? It comes by God speaking and letting a person know you're on the wrong path.
Right.
You got to turn right.
That's right.
You trying to go left, and I want you to go right. I don't know, like there's so many scriptures come to my mind. I have to skip it, but I want to tell you. There was a story, a true story, about a lady named Janelle. I don't know if you all heard that story or not. I'm sure some of you heard it. But anyhow, and it reminded me of my own experience when I went to college. My parents, they take you and drop you off. That's what they're supposed to do, right? But I felt so desolate and alone because I'd never been away from home for a week by myself in another place. So I really felt like my mother and father had forsaken me. Yeah, my father was paying my tuition and he had forsaken me and given me an allowance. But I wasn't forsaken, but I felt forsaken. But anyhow, the story that I will tell about Janelle, this is what happened to her when she went to school, when she went to college. And what happened, her parents let her off, but it was her birthday. And she'd never go without a birthday party. Now, some of you, this would sound odd because we didn't have birthday parties I didn't have a birthday party every time I had a birthday. But some parents give their kids' birthday party every time they have a birthday, And so that's what she had been used to. When her birthday came around, she, had a party. And so she was away at school, and it was her 18th birthday, and there was nobody there that knew her even. And she said she had a dream that night before, and this was the Lord. And she said the Lord told her to go to the flower shop and buy a dozen roses, or half a dozen, I don't remember how many, but buy these roses. And she said, well, that seems odd. Me buying roses, buying them for me. And so she bought the roses, and coming out of the shop, she saw a homeless man. And she said, the Lord just told her, go over and give him a rose. So she said, Mister, can I give you a rose that I just feel like it would make me happy to give you a rose. She gave him a rose. He was elated and wanted to know why in the world she would give him a rose. But she said she just went away feeling so good after she had done that. And she kept doing that throughout the day, giving one of the roses to somebody. It's her birthday, but there was no party. And she kept giving these roses. And finally, she had one rose left. She said, well, I guess this one's for me. And she said, no, she found herself going into the hospital. She went into the hospital, and she asked the nurse, she said, is there somebody here that would appreciate one rose? She said, I know the exact person. And she took her to this room. This is true story. She went to the room, and they whispered to the man, he was dying, that this was a rose for him. And the people looked up and said, well, who sent you? She said, well, nobody, you know. Of course, she knew it was the Lord, but she didn't tell them. She said, who sent you? And the nurse took her aside and told her, said, this young man said, they asked him if there was anything that he wanted. He said, no, he was dying, actually, that day. And said, you know, said, I would just like to have one rose. I would just like to have a rose. And she said that made her birthday phenomenal. Because she had given roses all day, but she knew God led her into that hospital room to give that man a rose. And they wanted to know, how did she know that, you know, the nurse just knew what had been said, and they whispered in his ear, you have your rose. And I'm thinking, all of our praise has to go to him. It cannot go on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? She had a birthday, and she was expecting to have a party one more time. But God said, oh no, you're going to be the party. And so throughout her day, she gave roses out. And at the end of her day, God used her in a mighty way to bless a dying man. And I'm just thinking of the song the children sang again. What, you know, we're so bent on self. I mean, and it's nice to love yourself. You can't, there's a certain amount of love. You got to have some love for yourself, or you can't, you know, matriculate in this world too well. You know, you can't be all in on poor me. You know, you got to have love for yourself. But all of what you do has to redound, even the love for yourself has to redound to the glory of God. You know what I'm saying? After God, when God speaks to you, God spoke to this girl, Janelle. She didn't recognize it as just a booming voice from God, but just in her spirit, she knew what she was supposed to do when God told her through the dream to go and buy the roses. She went and did exactly what God told her to do. God will work in our behalf when we submit ourselves to Him.